You are in control of these 16 hexagons on a game board that holds mystery, stunts, and prizes for a red and a green player today on Across the Board. Now, here's the keeper of the hexes, Nelson Davis.
Thank you. Thank you. And thank you, Green Team. Thank you, and good evening. I hope you have your Cube console handy because you're going to need it to play across the board with our contestants in the studio this evening. Now, here's how we play. Our contestants will be moving around this board, okay? They'll be hoping to capture hexagons with your help. A player wins by capturing hexagons all the way across the board, either from top to bottom or from side to side. There'll always be a free space somewhere on the board, and either player can use it to win. We'll meet our players right now, and Dale will do the honors.
Okay, Nelson, for the red team, first of all, a 6th grader from Brookside School. Meet John Alton.
Good to see you. Hold on.
And for the green team, a 7th grader from Britton Junior High, here's Kristen Reppes.
How are you, Kristen? Good to see you. Indeed. You said you're a grade 7 student.
Yeah.
You're active in sports and things?
Yeah, mostly baseball and softball.
Baseball and softball. Have I got a test for you as a baseball and softball player? As for you, John, what are you active in after school?
Nothing much.
Nothing much. Well, I've certainly got a test for you then. Okay. For the home players, if your message lamps are on right now on the red team with John. That's if your message lamps are on right now, okay? If your message lamps are on now, that means that you're playing on the green team with Christy. Okay? Remember your team assignments and colors because they'll be very important as we go later on. Now, as for my players here, for John and for Christy, you can move in any direction just so long as you don't stop on one of your opponent's hexes, okay? In playing across the board, your opponent's team will actually vote to determine the number of hexes that you move. Is that clear? Take your positions for battle, then John over here and Christy over here. We determined before our show started today that with a flip of a coin, that the red team would be the ones to start, and that's why I'm over here visiting with you, John. Okay, you're going to be starting. You'll go first for the red team. So, that means all the green players at home, you'll be pressing 1, 2, or 3 to determine how many places that John will move. Touch now. You hear that, John? That's like music to your ears. The computers have been going, and they've determined the number of hexes that you'll be able to move. I'll look over my shoulder for the red lights, and they'll tell us exactly how many hexes the computer has come through with for you to make your move. The red lights go 1, 2. That means 2 hexes. You've got your strategy obviously mapped out. I'll let you move to your 2 hexes. A 1 and a 2. You hold it right there. You counted off the 2 hexes very well. This is our Be the Judge hex. Be the judge. I'm going to ask you to judge something. You have any idea what I'm going to ask you to judge? No, you don't know what I'm going to ask you to judge. What I want to know is I'm going to ask the people at home, how many people are left-handed? And that's what I want you to judge, John. How many people are left-handed? A yes or a no. That means a 1 or a 5 on your consoles, and you press now. There goes that computer again, John. Now they've tabulated. The computers have tabulated how many people are left-handed, and I want you to judge the number out of our 500 viewers at home, how many are left-handed. You have to be within 100 to be right. Take a guess.
200.
200? I think you're right. As a matter of fact, 170 was the number of people that said that they were left-handed, and that means that that hex is yours. I'll call upon CJ. Yeah, red team. How do you like that team support? Isn't that beautiful?
Yeah.
What noise. I hope they keep it up. John, you hold on to your hex. I'm going to go to visit with Kristen now. Okay, Kristen, you saw the kind of support the red team gave him, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah, but now you've got to rely upon his players at home, the red team, to vote the number of hexes that you'll be able to move, okay? You ready for that? I'll say to those people at home right now who are members of the red team, it is time to touch either 1, 2, or 3 to determine the number of hexes for Kristen, and you touch now. That's a nice sound, eh?
Yeah.
How many do you think they might have given you? 1, 2, or 3? I'll stand back here, and what we'll do is we'll study the green lights, because as the green lights go up, like the barometer, we'll know exactly how many hexes they allowed you to move. That's from the vote from the guys on the red team, you understand. May we see the lights? Ooh, only 1? Yeah, you're right. That's not much of a choice, Kristen. You go ahead. take a flying leap, and here you go. Okay, this is our telegram square, though. That's an exciting hex as far as I'm concerned. You were in the telegram hex. Ever gotten the telegram recently?
Not really. No.
I think here comes your first one. CJ, that's pretty. That fits you very good. Where's your bicycle? Oh, nothing like a rusty chain, to slow you down. Here you go, Kristen. This is for you. I want you to open it and give me the telegram, and I'll read it for you. Okay? Here it comes. Now, it's got your name on it, and it says, Dear Uncle Billy, I love our big white house, and public school is neat. My dog Peanuts and I miss planes a lot. Daddy says being president is fun, but I'd like to come home. Who do you think might have signed a telegram like that, Kristen?
Well,
Think hard.
if it's associated with the president and Uncle Billy, I'd think it'd be Amy Carter.
You are absolutely right. It is Amy Carter. Let's hear it from the green team. Galloping CJ is at it again with the hex for you. You take that telegram away along with the envelope, CJ, but you know something, Kristen? That's not all the good news, because there are some prizes that go along with this hex, and I'm going to get Uncle Dale to tell us about those right now. Okay?
Kristen, you're going to speed around your neighborhood in the newest funny car, the all-new Cox Stinger. Radial tires, extra action steering, and heavy-duty construction make the Stinger the hottest thing on four wheels. It's from Cox.
Okay. I'm going to leave you there just for a moment, Kristen. I'm not going very far. I'm going over to work with John again. You see how the game is developing so far. There's one hex for each of you. Don't forget that free hex out there in the middle if you need it to plan your strategy. Okay, John? Good enough. Now, we'll let the green team handle their buttons again. They're going to determine how many hexes you can move. Are you ready for that? Okay, I want to talk to the green team over here right now. As I say, ready at your buttons, 1, 2, or 3, and you touch now. There they go. They've done their compilations. Our computers are working very hard to come up with the number of hexes that all those players at home have allowed for you, John. And if we gaze right over here, the lights will tell the story for us. I'll let you count them off. What do you say?
2.
2? 2's good enough. You'd make your move then. You take 2 hexes. I'll stand back out of your way so that you have lots of room to move. You got practically a full board to move in at this point. Now, you can't land on and stay on that free hex, okay? You can go to any others. 1, 2. That makes sense to me. I'll come up here and join you on this one. This is called sit on it. You know, you're standing on it, but you're going to have to sit on it if you're going to claim this hex as your very own. I'm going to get CJ to bring in a couple of things, and here's what I'm going to ask you to do. These are balloons, as you can see, and I'm going to put these right down in front of you, and I'm going to act as your balloon handler, okay? Now, I'll give you one, and when I start time, you're going to have 30 seconds to sit on and break 5 of those balloons. Oh, you look like you're waiting for this one, John. Oh, goodness. Okay, from the time I say go, you just get your position, and I'll say go. Get set, and then I'll get it right. Okay. Okay, go. Here goes John. Oh, there we go, number 1. There's your second balloon. Oh, number 2. He's got to go. There's number, oh, you fast. Number 3. What a loud one. That's number 4. And 1 more to go. Hey! Where's that red tee? Woo, boy. Woo. CJ, here comes a red hex for John. Ooh, that goes down there. That looked like fun, John.
Yeah.
Leaves you a little breathless?
Yeah.
You like to make noise, though, I can tell.
Yeah.
Are you noisy at home a lot?
Yeah.
Oh, so the neighbors say. Anyway, tell you what, you were successful. You got that in there. You got the 5 balloons in 30 seconds. Not only do you get to keep this hex, but we've got some prizes for you. Look toward old Uncle Dale for this, okay?
Just got yourself a lifetime supply of Keds sneakers, machine washable sneakers with duck uppers, padded collars, and durable rubber outsoles with good grip footing. Sneakers from Keds for kids.
Congratulations, John. Bye. I'm not going to leave you there very long, though, because I'm back over here with Kristen on her first hex. And Kristen, here's what we're going to do. You know the rules by this time pretty well, I'm sure. Do you know those Red Devils over there are going to have a chance to vote on the number of hexes that you can move this time? And I'll get the people in red all set right now. Go ahead and touch. They're voting. The computer is compiling. You being green, we'll look toward the green lights to determine how many hexes you'll be able to move. As they begin to come up in their totals, what is it?
1.
Again, what luck. Be my guest, Kristen. You do have a choice of 3 at least. Bunch of cheapies on the red side, obviously. Which of you 3 hexes will it be? This is the one. One more. Okay, you just get yourself positioned this way so you don't have to look directly at John because he's staring daggers back at you, you know. Look at those mean looks. This is our Mother Goose Hex. Kristen, the Mother Goose Hex means that the people at home are going to have a look at 3 nursery rhymes, 3 possible nursery rhymes, and I'm going to ask them to choose the one that you can do best. And this will be a vote from your own team. These will be your green players, okay, that'll be choosing the one that they think you can recite for me. So for the green players, I want you to touch now. Is it Hickory Dickory Dock? Is it Jack and Jill? Or is it the other choice of nursery rhyme? Now, let me look and find out exactly what our computer said. Number 3, which is Jack and Jill. Are you ready with the Jack and Jill for me?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Okay. Jack and Jill went up the hill to fetch a pail of water.
Good so far.
Jack fell down and broke his crown, and Jill came tumbling after.
Hey, very good. Congratulations. Where is it, green team? There. Those teammates of yours aren't making quite enough noise. We got to work on the noise factor. CJ, you bring in a green hex and you plant it down here for Kristen. Okay, now you take your position there on your green hex. While you're thinking about that and while John is getting his strategy all straight, we're going to take just a short break and we'll be back here in just a moment to go across the board.
All of our contestants on Across the Board have their choice of any of the sturdy Tonka toys, the best in play-size cars, trucks, and buses. Remember, if it's a Tonka toy, it'll last forever. And taking a bath will be the best part of your day every day with your new set of Soapsters cleansing animals. It's always safety and fun in the tub with a Soapster. Now, once again, here's Nelson Davis.
Hey, John, my goodness. You know, you saw Kristen there do a sneaky move and do that nursery rhyme, and she got herself a second hex just like that?
Yeah.
You saw that? You got 2 hexes just as well. You also have a pair of Ked sneakers in your prize bin. And tell you what I'm going to do right now. Right now, we're going to let the green team vote again to see how many hexes you're going to be able to take with this move. So I say to the green guys, ready by your buttons, either 1, 2, or 3, and you touch now. Okay, they've done that. You've heard our computers working and whizzing away. And if we consult the red lights, you know, all we have to do is look at the red lights and they'll tell us exactly how many you're going to be able to take. Okay?
Okay.
What do you see there?
1.
1 is all we could muster up this time, eh? I'll stand back and let you make your choice, John. Which one would you like to take? You can. That one? I see your strategy developing. Yes, indeed. That's a good strategy. I like what you're doing. Now, this is our touch and tell hex. Touch and tell. Ever do anything like that before? Touch and tell in school or anything?
No.
Well, I got CJ who just came out here with what we call our touch and tell box. Now, all those guys at home and in the audience can see exactly what's in there, but you can't, I hope, at this point. You don't have x-ray vision. 1 hand in either side, okay, and you touch what's in there, and then you can tell me, oh, sure, put 2 hands in if you feel like. Oh, does it bite? Is it warm? Is it cuddly? It's got fur on it? It's got fur on it, eh? So we're getting warmer. I hear a roar coming out of the box. It's not biting, eh?
No.
Okay, well, what do you think it is?
An ear of corn.
An ear of corn? Let's see if it's an ear. Yeah, you're right. It is an ear of corn. Okay, red team. Your puzzle is beginning to fit together very nicely now, John. Thank you, CJ. Old jogging CJ in his jogging suit. He's got a pair of Keds just like you have, John. Now you're there. You're going to map some more strategy, I bet you, okay? And I'm going to go back here and consult with my lady friend, Kristen. Kristen has been thinking. Have you been twiddling your thumbs here?
Kind of both.
Okay, Kristen, here's what we're going to do. We're going to give those red team fellas a chance right away. We're not going to waste any time. They can vote right now. Red players, ready by your buttons and touch. There they are, deciding the hexes that you can move. Our computers are doing their work very quickly. All those people at home are rooting for you, except those guys on the red team. And we'll turn around and have a look at your green lights and see exactly how many hexes you're going to be able to move, Kristen. Oh, look at that. Ooh, looky, looky. 1, 2, 3. I'll stand back while you play that one out, all right. Let's see where we're going. 1, 2, 3. Okay. That makes sense. You come right in here and you stand in the middle of your hex. This is what we call our wipeout hex. It doesn't mean surfing. You know, we don't have any surfing in Ohio, but that's our wipeout hex. What it actually means is that I'm going to ask CJ to bring on a color zapper. Now, you give the color zapper to Kristen there, CJ. See that zapper? Okay. You see John out there? You don't zap John. No, that's not the idea. What you do have a chance to do with our color zapper is to decide which of his hexes you're going to zap. And when you zap it, it's going to disappear. Which hex will it be? He has 3 of them out there.
Any hex at all?
Any hex at all. Any red hex at all, Kristen. What do you say? Go ahead. You only have a choice of 3. Just sort of zap a hex.
Okay,
Well. Okay, that's a good zap. There it goes with CJ. Oh, goodness gracious. Now, you just stay there because you don't get a hex for that. You just zapped one of his hexes, and you hang in there. And I'm going to have to go out here, and I'm going to have to consult with this man who's just gotten one of his hexes zapped away from him. What do you think of that, John?
It's not very nice.
She doesn't look cruel, does she?
Well,
Under the circumstances, you might disagree as to whether she looks cruel or not. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to let the green guys go to their buttons right now and decide your fate partly by giving us a number of hexes that you'll be able to move. Do I have your permission for that?
yeah.
Okay. Okay, I got John's permission. People in green, I want you to go to your cubes right now and touch. Yes, there they go. They got their touches in. The computer has done its thing, and the compilations are being made. It's amazing, this electronic gadgetry, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll have a chance to have a look at the green lights and see exactly how many hexes you've been able to take, John. Want to have keep your eye on the red lights, okay? There you are, a 1 and a 2. Got it all mapped out?
2.
I'll stand back and let you go then. Want to play soccer? 1, 2. Now, that's what I would call, I guess, a blocking maneuver, eh? You think that's called a blocking maneuver? Is that your strategy?
Yeah.
Okay, I think you did a good job if you can keep the hex, okay? That's the important part. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to have CJ, my trusty assistant, jog out here with some cards. These are magic cards. How's your ESP, by the way, John? Thank you, CJ.
Not very good.
Not very good? You take these cards and tell me what they are, and at the same time, people at home will have a chance to look at a set of cards just like that. You tell me what's there. It's a bear.
A bear, an elephant, a giraffe, and a clown.
Perfect. Now, you hold those tight in your hand, and you close your eyes, and the people at home are going to choose a card. You can touch right now to choose your card, and we'll have to find out exactly what card they did choose, okay? Ready? Okay, you've made a decision as to what card they chose at home. You've come to it through ESP, eh? You haven't been peeking or anything like that, eh? Okay, it's an ESP choice indeed, and you tell me what your choice is. What do you think they chose?
The elephant.
You thought they chose the elephant. Okay. What card number was that? Let's have a look there and see what card number that was. Was that card number 2? Number 2? Number 2 is exactly the one they did choose. Your ESP is pretty good. Thank you, red team. Cards go to you, CJ. I don't know if it's a safe thing to have the 2 players standing so close together, but in winning that hex, John, not only do you get the hex, you get some more prizes to go along with your Cat sneakers, and Dale's going to tell us about it right now.
It's been Japan's version of pinball for years. Now, John, you'll try your hand at the Oriental game of balls and flippers, Pachinko. Your new Pachinko set comes with a built-in computer, and it's from Kenner.
Okay. Oh, Kristen, your fate is in the hands of the Reds again, and they're going to have a chance right this very minute. To the Red players, I say, buy your cubes and touchdown. And we'll determine how many hexes you're able to take. Now, as you look at the strategy out there while the computer's working away, you'll probably notice that we might have a block out there someplace, eh? Yeah, you're thinking about that?
And I know any number I get, I can block him.
Oh, how clever, how clever, how clever. Let's have a look over there at those green lights and see what comes up then from the computer for you, Kristen. 2 is the 1. Now, you know you can block with 2, eh? I'll watch it work and see how your strategy was. Now, there you go. That's clever thinking on your part. Here you are, and this is called our freeze hex. Do you feel the cold winds blowing yet?
Not really.
Okay, well, I'll explain the freeze hex. It's good news and it's bad news. The good news is you get this without even having to answer a question. We're going to color that green in honor of your team. But in exchange for that, you're going to have to pass up a turn. How's that for good news and bad news?
Yuck.
Yeah, you lose a turn. CJ, let's make this one green. Kristen, you stand back. You did a good job of blocking and making that one green. Now, John, you saw what happened there, eh?
Yeah.
You got 2 turns coming. You better be quick and wise with these 2 turns. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll let the green guys, while they're still all angry and upset at Kristen losing her turn, we'll let them vote right now. And to the green people, I say, hard by your buttons and touch now. The computer's working. Have you noticed that there might be a win out here on the board for you, John? Have you actually noticed that?
Yeah.
Uh-huh, I can tell. Okay, let's have a look at the red lights and see exactly what the green players have allowed you to do as to how many hexes they're going to allow you to move. We'll look. Ooh, there's one. Will one do it for you?
No.
One won't do it for you?
Well, yes, it will.
Well, let's see if one will do it for you. You move on out here. Ta-da! Now you're on a hex. Now that does not in itself make a win, John. We have to work out a little thing here where you've landed on the do it hex, you see. And so I've got my trusty assistant CJ bringing out something for you to have to do before you can actually claim this. See those? Those are Nerf balls. They're nice and soft. Get a couple in your hand. See how they feel, okay? You see the basket over there?
Yeah.
You can stand right at the blue line, okay? And the object is you got 15 seconds to get 5 of those Nerf balls in that net over there. All set?
Yeah.
Feel like Tom Seaver?
No.
Okay, well, we'll see if we can get the 5 in there. On my count of go. Go ahead. Ta-da. Okay, red team, where are you? 3. Oops. 4. And 5. Hey! Look at that! What? You hear that noise?
Yeah.
You know what that means? That means that you are on this particular hex, and we'll make it official. You see this going down there? See the red hex going down there? Now, you step back here, and another round of applause because that makes John the official winner. You see what happened, eh? You got 1, 2, 3 right across the board just like it was supposed to happen. You didn't even need the free space to get your win, John. Kristen, you played very well. You played with good strategy, and as a matter of fact, we have some very nice prizes for you waiting backstage. Thank you for joining us here and across the board. Let's have a hand for Kristen from the green team. She played well for you. Okay, congratulations to you, John, the champion. You're going to wear it well, and I have such a list of prizes for you, and Dale's going to go through them for us right now.
A&M Records proudly presents a box of 25 brand new hit record albums, including Frampton Comes Alive, Cat Stevens' Is It So, and Frampton's latest great seller, I'm in You. The best in the new music from A&M. From Quaker Oats, it's a year's supply of life, the delicious high-protein cereal. If you have a kid like Mikey, you need cereal like life. You'll solve the greatest mysteries in the world with a hilarious new detective comedy game. Who's It? Another great idea from the game people at Parker Brothers. Let your imagination run wild with the world's greatest modeling set from Play-Doh. You get all 5 colors, molds, a cartooning set, and a colorful storage tray, all from the people at Play-Doh. Watching television will be fun with your brand new 19-inch Sharp colored television set. Sturdy construction, precision engineering, and low prices make Sharp the company for electronics. Nelson?
What a group of prizes, John. The red team ought to be pretty proud of you for that, I say indeed. Look at that. You're going to share some of those prizes with somebody?
Yeah.
I would certainly hope so. And don't forget, as a bonus, I'm going to throw in there some hot dogs. So just in case, we want to have a weenie roast for all your supporting players, it's quite within in the realm of possibility. Now, I'll tell you what. You've scored quite 1, 2, 3, 4 hexagons here. That's for the red team. That makes your team's weekly total 16, 3 ahead of the green team's 13. Now, remember, everyone in the winning team will be eligible for that great 10-speed bicycle. John, you are indeed our reigning champion, and we're going to give you your prizes and let you retire now. And what we're going to do is we're going to be back with 2 new players here on Across the Board in just a moment. Get the board all cleared and be back to play with you. Stand by. Oh, computers are working overtime today. Welcome back to Across the Board. We sent our champion John away smiling and happy, and I think it's time for us to meet two new players. Dale, would you tell us who they are, please?
For the red team, a fifth grader from Brookside School, say hello to Peter Kerr.
Welcome, Peter.
And for the green team, a fifth grader from St. Michael's, here's Greg Mazzola.
Come on, Greg. How are you? Indeed, indeed, indeed. Welcome on board, Greg. What are some of your hobbies, or what do you do after school?
Play soccer and
Soccer?
baseball.
Soccer and baseball, two skills that'll come in handy here. You just hang on to that. As for you, Peter, what kind of things do you do when school is out?
I build models.
That's an interesting idea. I've seen a couple of models I like myself, you know?
Well,
Okay. Maybe we're not talking about the same models, Peter. Tell you what, you gentlemen take your respective battle stations at either side of the board. It was determined by the toss of the coin just before we started that Peter's going to be our first for the red team. And, of course, with Peter playing for the red team, that means that we're going to be allowing the people who are members of the green team to determine your fate, Peter. And I'm going to say to the people who have the green team banners, it's time for you to touch now. There goes that voting, that ominous computer sound, Peter. They are determining the number of hexes that you're going to be able to play. And these are your set of lights here. The red lights will tell the story. And as soon as we see the red lights come up, we'll know exactly how many hexes you're going to get. And I see one. All set, Peter. You got that first hex. And you know what this one is called? I won't tell you what it's called. This is up your nose. Now, don't be offended, Peter. Do not be offended. I got to bring out a couple of things. First, I bring out a blindfold for you, Peter. This is to help with up your nose. Can you fit that on yourself, you think? Just get it sort of comfy. Just pull it down until you can't bear the pain anymore, okay? And now that the blindfold is down, the people at home now have a look at three different fragrances. These are three objects that have a fragrance, okay? You look at them. There's number 1, number 2, or number 3, okay? And this is where his own teammates, the red team, has a chance to vote as to which one you'll be most easily able to identify, Peter. That okay with you?
okay.
Okay, red guys vote 1, 2, or 3. The computers work away. You touch now, red. There you go. They're trying to help you out in the best way they can, Peter, by giving you the easiest possible fragrance to be able to determine. Don't go away because I don't have your object yet. They have voted for this particular. It leaks, does it? Oh, this leaks, Peter. Don't touch it. You just get a sniff of it, okay? How you like that? You like that? Want me to put some ice cream on it?
Okay.
Tell me what it is.
Smells like a pineapple.
It is indeed a pineapple, Peter. Absolutely right. And you agreed with your team, okay? And this means that this hex belongs to the red team. Thank you, CJs. Your teammates are really happy. You know what I'm going to do right now? I'm going to whip right on over here to Greg and try and get you on the board, Greg. The red guys are going to vote to determine how many lights come up for you. And so I say to the people with red right now, it is time for you to touch. Listen to that computer sound. That's determining a whole bunch of things. They whiz and they whir, Greg. You're a green teamer, so your lights are going to come up here as to exactly how many hexes we'll be able to allow you, and it comes up only 1. Greg, you go right ahead. Oh. Natural choice. Here we are. This is called our short forms hex, Greg. Now, for short forms, what I do is I have a very simple question to ask you. You don't have to do any stunts or sit on any balloons. Tell me the name of that person who went out into the rain, I guess it was, to fly a kite and discover electricity. Who might that have been?
Benjamin Franklin.
You're right, green team. Of course. Have the green hex down there for Greg. The game is pretty evenly matched at this point. I get right back on my bicycle, Greg. Don't get upset. Don't get lonely over there. I'm just going over here to see my friend Peter. Okay, Peter. Now, this is getting kind of tense. There's 1 hex for each of you, okay? The green teams are the one who can vote right now to determine the number of hexes. Green players are pretty anxious with their buttons, either 1, 2, or 3. Green players, touch now. Oh, that sound means that the totals are being added up as to which way it went. Your red lights are right here over my shoulder. When the red lights come up, that'll tell your fate to a certain degree. Peter, want to have a look there? What do you see?
2.
Okay, 2 hexes it is. Your choice of any 2. Well, 1 and a 2. He seems to like it out here at the center of the board. Okay, Peter, here we are. This is our spelling bee hex. Now, I'm going to show you some words. Okay? Are you good at spelling, first of all?
Not so good.
Not so good? Well, I've got something for you then. You're looking at 3 words, 60, 40, and 70. Now, your players, the players on the red team will choose the word, I'm sorry, they will not necessarily choose the word. You look at those words, and if you don't think you can handle it, I can pass it along to your teammates. How's that?
Okay.
Which way you want to go? You want to answer or you want your teammates to answer?
Teammates.
Teammates answer? The red players, I hope, have heard the challenge of answering on behalf of Peter. Looking at those 3 words, to be able to tell which word is misspelled, I want the red players to touch now. 1, 2, or 3, 60, 40, or 70. The computers are whirring away. My heart is with you, Peter. Now, if they're the ones who got the correct thing, it's just as good as you getting the correct answer because the hex will become yours. It is indeed number 2, and number 2 is 40, the word that's spelled incorrectly. Red team, congratulations to the whole team. Peter, oh, that sound means something. You take that hex, Peter. You earned that, or your team helped you earn that. That sound that you just heard for Peter and also for you, Greg, means that our time has run out for this episode. But both of you people will have a chance to keep your hexes just like this. The free square will stay there, and we'll be coming back tomorrow, and we'll resume the game exactly where we left off. Until then, this is Nelson Davis. See you on Across the Board. Red team and green team, thank you. See ya.
The preceding program was produced live in Columbus, Ohio. This has been a CUBE production. I'm Dale Ulmer.